This headline, it said, protesters to chamber drop lawsuit against anti-gerrymandering initiative. And this was pretty interesting. Supporters of the anti-gerrymandering initiative on the November ballot, they're taking direct aim at the Michigan Chamber of Commerce, which is financially backing a lawsuit to throw the issue off the ballot. The group has taken out newspaper ads, I don't know if you saw them this week, targeting the chamber's chairman of the board, Deloitte's Mark Davidoff, and calling out other board members by name. And I saw this. This was a very big ad, and in an interesting tactic to go right at the people on the board.
And misleading and dishonest to boot. I mean, they don't identify them as the chamber board. They identify them as a dark money group. Well, they are no more a dark money group than the organization that bought the ad. Their funding is hard to track, too. But my problem wasn't the ad itself. That falls within free speech, I think. I thought it was a little despicable in its misleading aspect, but that's a tactic that's, I think, still within boundaries. It's the social media campaign where you have people urging that you confront these people in public. You've tracked down their children. Several said you use the guillotine on them. You apply the Second Amendment. Shoot, the actual threats of violence, I think, is what's despicable here. And that's what this out-of-town group, this East Coast group, Represent.us, is noted for. These really below-the-belt offensive tactics to try to intimidate folks they politically disagree with. We're not talking about civil rights here or the disenfranchised. This is a political process question. You can have disagreements on it without going violent.
Had the tactics gone too far?
People are making threats, yeah, but I think associating associating that with the people who took out the ad is a leap that I'm not necessarily willing to make.
It's their website, Steve.
Hold on. It's comments on their website that's different from the group that itself. That's the group that itself is not doing this. The other thing that's true is that what disappoints me about this is that this is a diversion from the discussion that needs to be taking place about gerrymandering, which is a civil rights issue. It is the means by which Republicans maintain minority control in this state. That's a huge civil rights issue.
Before them, when they had the power to draw.
No question. But Democrats are the majority in this state.
That's the core issue. But the tactics are what the real issue is.
The core issue, you say it's not a civil rights issue. This is very much a civil rights issue. Black voters in the Detroit area are disenfranchised by the gerrymandering that goes by being packed into two districts when they
as
could
mandated
be.
by the Voter Rights Act.
Hold on, let me finish.
Go ahead.
We've seen maps drawn before that better represent contiguous boundaries, better represent minority voters than the maps that we have. It's not that you have to draw it this way. It's drawn this way for partisan advantage, and it also disenfranchises those
congressmen out of Detroit, voters. A city that's the size of one congressional district. You could argue they're overrepresented based on their population.
Actually, what you could argue is that
two majority districts, it's going to mandate going all over the place, picking up pockets.
It does. But what's wrong with having a commission where you have 4 Republicans, 4 Democrats, and then you have independents on there?
The most progressive-minded states in the union, Arizona on this issue, Arizona, California, are having tremendous success at mitigating the influence of politics on the process by doing it that way.
But that's not how this commission is going to be drawn. It's not.
I have some problems with the way that a commission is drawn up.
I think there's a way to do fair redistricting. I don't think you need to lock this into the Constitution where you can't fix it if it goes bad, like term limits. And I do think the people behind this are, it's a Democratic front. I don't think it's
in Maryland, it's a Republican front.
Yeah, but why not get it right here?
Well, I think the reason that we're doing it by referendum to change the Constitution is because of the failure of the legislature. This is one of the long list of issues that this legislature, because it benefits from, in this case, it benefits from the way things are, is unwilling to tackle. The legislature could fix this problem very easily. They chose not to. So the people said, we're going to do it ourselves.
Well, we're going to have a pretty big new legislature.